High Court Criminal Division before Judge Mike Rubo is still hearing the case where Francis Onebe and Ogw'okutta Bone are accused in the murder of Immaculate Onebe Mary, wife to Francis Onebe. During cross-examination of the investigative officer Jacob Okero, defense pinned him for failure to use government CCTV camera footage he got at the scene of crime in Munyonyo, yet he had all the access to it.
Now that you reached A1's residence following that footage, did you look at other residences ahead of A1's residence?
I looked at those residences, though I did not reach there.
Did you inquire from those other residences if they had CCTV footage?
No.
Now that you had CCTV footage from outreach and guys, those are private only.
Yes.
Was there, or is there the government CCTV around that place? The cameras?
There are government CCTVs, but slightly ahead.
Slightly ahead?
Yes. I remember seeing one slightly ahead and another one slightly before.
Yes.
Yes.
In my narrow perspective, you saw one ahead.
Yes.
And then you saw one before.
True.
Thinking that the one, assuming that these are the cameras, my left hand and the right hand,
Yes.
the two are coordinated, correct?
Possibly.
But this one focuses and flows this side, correct?
Possibly.
Yes. Did you retrieve the footage?
My effort to retrieve the footage failed.
What would be the good reason?
The time had elapsed for the banker to keep the storage. Yes.
You agree with him?
I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in that field.
Yes, but I'm putting it to you that he said it lasts for 1 year.
Yes, if he said it as an expert.
I'm putting it to you.
Yes.
CCTV cameras
Yes.
last for 1 year.
Yes.
Now, you are investigating this case after 8 months.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
And you tell this court that efforts of retrieving this failed. You want me and the land judge to believe you?
Yes, I wrote to them, and we are even referred up to Natete. But when we reached there, they told us the time frame had elapsed, so it could not be retrieved. And those are the very people who monitors and keeps the storage. I may not be sure whether we wrote officially, but together with Mr. Ochom, we proceeded to multimedia and also to Natete to consult them, but they told us it was already time barred. We made a number of write-ups, and one of them was for submission of the footage, which was submitted to us. Yes. So I'm now saying that I may not precisely recall, but at least we made physical contacts with the experts in the CCTV. Yes. My Lord, I took over investigations in late August, and the incident had happened in January. So what happened before August, I may not be directly accountable.
Before you took over the file?
I'm not saying there was something fishy, but whatever happened before I took over the file, I'm not responsible.
That means there are other 5 cameras within the area. Did you reach them?
My Lord, the aspect of camera was precisely being handled by Mr. Ochom and the experts from CCTV. And the part of their role was to identify if there are other cameras for further analysis.
Okay, I now want to take you a little bit back to the home of A1.
Yes.
And specifically in the sitting room. And specifically on the statements of Ivy. Are you the one who extracted the statement of Ivy?
I did.
You have it here?
Yes, Ivy,
Napo Ivy. And you have it.
Defense also pinned Okero for failure to investigate the reasons why the accused Ogw'okutta Bone was kidnapped after the murder of Immaculate Onebe. Yet he was a security guard at Onebe's home before the incident happened.
You told this court that that A2 was found in the toilet in the residence of A1.
True.
He also told this court that according to him and the Askari at home, Mr. Kali, that he was dumped inside the world face. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Did you take the fingerprints from the world face where he purports to have either been pushed inside the world face?
My lord, that part of fingerprint is for the scene of crime officer,
Did you take it, say yes or no?
to whom we introduced all those points, and should be in best position to. My lord, I did not get that evidence.
Yes. It was also in your testimony. You learned from Okali that A2 was found in a miserable state,
Yes.
that he had injuries.
Madam
In his back.
Yes.
Did you find out from him how he had sustained those injuries?
Yes, I interviewed him. My lord, A2 told me he had a back problem even before joining the company, and that while he was in the alleged confinement by his abductors, one time they beat him and bent him over. They bent him over. They made him to bend, and in so doing, it escalated his back pain. Come again?
Look at the description of injuries.
Description of injuries here. Under type talks of blunt trauma with healing of the back fracture.
With
Healing of the back fracture. Under position, it talks of black. Size,
it's back, not black.
back. Yeah, I think it's back. Then size, is that where I should go?
Yes.
Loss of continuity of thoracic lumbar region of the back.
Then down.
Down, I can see blunt trauma with healing fracture of the back above. Advised to do CT scan of the thoracic lumbar region of the back. This one sounds technical, but loosely speaking, it indicates that he had a back problem, which was at the healing stage.
Injuries before.
I do. Before
Before when?
he was arrested, or even before he went missing from his workplace.
He alleged reappearance. And he was quoting the statement of Okali. And it's notified. And we want you to lead us to that statement so that this court can appreciate.
You are stating that he was quoting Okali's statement.
He was quoting Okali's statement that one,
He was in a miserable state.
he was in a miserable state. He called it miserable. And we would like him to demonstrate as per that statement how miserable he was. Just as he has demonstrated that he had injuries, and the injuries are collaborated with P24. Most of that, my lord.
Okale arrested A2. I was not present, and I did not physically see A2, but Okale gave his description, and the description Okale gave, it is not me who should describe it, but the state should be the best person to describe the state in which he saw the person. Yes, Okale made statements, my lord.
Yes. Look
Yes.
at page 3.
However, by the time I discovered the record, he sounded like a mentally disturbed person, and even when I undressed him, he had lices inside his clothes, into brackets, shirt. Should I continue? But later, like 3 days, Okello, the general manager, came and picked me and took me to Kabalagala police, according to Okello. Yes, I interviewed him, and he still referred me to where he was confined, allegedly, by his so-called abductors.
The established where he had been confined.
My effort to let him lead me to that place failed because he told me he could not relocate or retrace his ways to that very place.
Disappears within hours. And the case, and the police swings into action investigating the case of disappearance, correct?
Yes.
Why did the police investigate his disappearance? Shortly after he had recorded the statement by one of you.
My Lord, I don't know whether I'm the best person to answer that, because I still tell court that I took duties from the time I was assigned. Course of investigation. Okay? Yes.
You as okay. You did not investigate the case of disappearance. You have the entire file. Is there any record by your predecessors
Yes.
in this matter? Any attempt to investigate his disappearance?
Yes. My Lord, the statement of Jennifer is on record. Jennifer Yukuwe, the girlfriend to A2.
Or the one you spoke to?
Yes, sir, and even interviewed him. In regards to A2 specifically?
Yes, A2.
My Lord, I still insist that when our team took over this investigation, we interested ourselves in following all leads. And one of the leads was to ascertain the circumstances under which A2 disappeared, where he had been, and how he made the comeback.
My brother, A2 is alleged to have been abducted in January, that is 8th January, or thereabout, in 2021. You have a statement from Jennifer recorded on the 16th February 2022. Yes, 2022.
Yes.
Yes, 2022. When did investigations commence on the disappearance of A2? Now that you are relying on Jennifer, you have a statement of Jennifer. 2022.
I'm not relying on Jennifer alone. My Lord, by the time we took over investigation, A2 had reappeared.
Defense also asked court to draw its attention to the statement, which was recorded by Abasa Gerard, an alleged witness in this matter.
Look at the statement of Abasa.
Plain or charge and caution? Because I have two statements
You
of
have two
Abasa.
statements?
Yes.
Which one and which one?
Plain statement and his charge and caution statement. Yes.
Which one did you write yourself?
Plain statement.
Correct. You look at that one. You
Yes.
can also come to the break to charge and question, okay?
That's fine.
Can we have it projected? But you did not do your job as required. Look at page 2. Page 3, sorry. Page 3.
Yeah. Oh.
There
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you read?
In the year 2013, I joined Horizon Coaches as a bus conductor.
Yes. Okay.
In the year 2016, I was employed by Link Bus Company as a conductor.
Okay.
While I was with the Link Bus Company, the manager was Kato Andrew and the assistant manager was Kwizera Brian.
Correct.
This company is owned by Smire Solomon. In the year 2018, Kwizera Brian left Link Bus and started his own company named Kwizera Executive Bus Company. He started by hiring buses from Posta Bus, which was plying Kampala Kitgum and Kampala Kabale routes.
Okay.
But in the year 2020, Kwizera bought his own company and started operating on his own.
Yes.
While I was with the Link Bus, I was working as a bus conductor for a daily remuneration of 50,000.
Yes. Next page.
In the year 2019, Kwizera Brian persuaded me to leave his bus and join Kwizera. In the year 2019, Kwizera Brian persuaded me to leave Link Bus and join Kwizera Executive Company as a luggage attendant for a daily pay of 70,000. Given an appointment letter, neither did I sign any contract with Kwizera Bus, but I was being paid promptly and regularly. Brian Kwizera was the manager as well as the director of his company. I started formal duty at Kwizera on 7th of July 2019. However, on 30th of September 2020, at around 15:30, while I was in Namaiba Bus Park, I was seated inside our office together with Brian and his wife, Brenda. By this time, our two buses had finished loading and were dispatched to their respective routes. A man who was medium-sized appeared in a white Ipsum vehicle and parked at the yard. He climbed the stairs up to level 2 where the office was spaced. I came to know him later as Okello Charles Chiza during self-introduction. Okello Charles appeared to have known Brian before, and after exchanging pleasantries, they started chatting as I listened. At some point during their interaction, I could hear Okello struggling to express himself in Luganda, a language Brian was well conversant with. As far as I know, Brian is not fluent in English. At some point, Okello told Brian that he had brought for him a job of killing Mary Immaculate. This being my first time to hear made me to understand that Brian was also a murderer. I heard Brian asking Charles that the task needs the use of a gun from the Pentagon Security Company where he, Okello Charles, was working. Okello said that he was having reserve guns, but since they were in Soroti, he would go and pick from Soroti. After this interaction, Okello Charles moved away. But as soon as Okello Charles settled in the office, the wife of Kwizera moved away and did not know about the conversation.
Okello Jacob, while giving his evidence, told court that Abasa's statement was not considered during the investigations.
Mr. Okello, you told this court your role was to follow all the leads.
Yes.
And you told this court that you got a lead by one Abbas Gerald.
Yes.
Correct? Abbas Gerald. That was the lead. Correct?
Correct.
That report is DID1.
You also told this court that you interacted with Abbas.
True.
Is that Habasa or Abasa?
Abbas.
Is it
Abbas or Abbas?
It's Abasa Gerald.
And H.
Abasa.
That you got his his statement?
I recorded Abbasa's statement.
Can we look at his statement? He told this court that when you interacted with Abbas, you came to your conclusion that he was a liar. Correct?
I did not tell court like that.
Okay. What did you tell court?
I told court that Abbasa's needs was followed and his matter was investigated by our colleagues from Kabalagala. He was arraigned in court,
Yes.
pleaded guilty to the charges of giving false information and forgery, and was convicted and sentenced to a caution.
Is that the Abbas whose statement you are holding?
My lord, this was by matching the magistrate court.
Is that the statement of the Abbas you are talking about?
Yes.
Under what reference was it arraigned?
My lord had earlier given the CRB number.
To remind you said it was 918, correct?
Yes.
Yes, is that the charge sheet?
My lord, Abbasa was charged of the counts I mentioned, but it's not me who prepared this charge sheet.
It is okay.
So I can't say it is the one or not.
It is okay. But is it a charge sheet or not?
It is a copy of the charge sheet.
Correct. What is the reference number?
CRB 918 of 2022.
Is it the reference you had mentioned here before?
I need to cross-check with what I have in my record. Kabalagala CRB 918 of 2022.
Are we still reading the same file?
Yes, that's the same record.
Yes. The accused person,
Uganda versus Abasa Gerald.
that's a court order, correct? Dismissal order, correct?
That's the ADIC dismissal order.
Correct. Read it.
This case coming up this 3rd day of November 2022 before our worship and the King Esther, acting chief magistrate, in the presence of the accused and state hope for the prosecution. It is hereby ordered as follows. 1. The matter is dismissed under section 119 MCA. Accused is discharged unless held for other charges. Dated 13th June 2020. At the King Esther, acting chief magistrate. Yeah, there is some impression, it looks like I see.
What about down? Down there?
There is a stamp
Yes.
for matching the magistrate court and the signature.
Am I right to say that you knew very well that Abasa, that this case had been dismissed and they're just trying to come here to confuse court, that the man was sentenced to a caution?
You are not right.
Did you inquire into the depths of this case? Say yes or no.
Which case now? Because
This one of Abasa.
yes, I inquired.
Did you inquire in writing?
And not in writing.
Yes.
We always correspond.
Who was the complainant in this case? The one that was where Abasa pleaded guilty. Who was the complainant? The police, right?
I may not precisely recall the name, but it was police.
What about in this one? Is it the police officers?
It is police.
Who was charged with prosecuting this matter?
I don't understand what you mean by who was
Who
charged.
was charged to prosecute this matter? It is the state, correct?
Yes?
And the state here being represented by police, correct? From Kabalagala. Correct? Who are the parties in this matter?
My challenge is, it's like you are inclined into making me believe in your document than the one which is independent from
If it is
from the file.
let us use logic.
But from what you are presenting, yes, it shows that Abasa, under the same reference which I gave court, was charged.
And who was the complainant?
Police,
Mr. O'Kane,
please.
let us use common sense. If the police can afford to run to Dogolo, you are in a Mulata, you are in a Jumani, looking for a girlfriend, allegedly girlfriend for your court.
Yes.
What went wrong that the police could not just either walk or get facilitation from Kabaragala to go and testify in marking the court?
We can't answer that question. We can't answer that.
Judge Mike Erubu adjourned the matter to 14th August 2023. The accused Francis Onebe and ogw'okutta Bonny have been remanded to Rizla prison